Okay, so today in our guided reading group, we are going to finish reading Sammy Snowman. We read the story yesterday, and we even went through and talked about a couple of the questions. We talked about some vocabulary words, ominous, and we used our context clues to answer that. We talked about point of view, and what point of view was the story told in?
Third.
It's told in third. And how did we know, Sammy? How did you know?
Because we keep saying the name, she, and lots of third person things.
Like what third person things?
Like saying their name and last name. And they wouldn't say their own last name.
Okay, what else? Anybody else? Okay, yeah, Paxton?
It was told by a narrator.
There was a narrator. How'd you know it was a narrator? What let you know that, though?
Because it wasn't like saying I, me,
Mm-hmm.
and things.
So we kind of had a different look at Sammy. Like, we got to see inside how she wanted to build a snowman more than anything, but what kept her from building that snowman? Yeah.
Because they lived in California and it rarely snows there.
Exactly. It rarely snowed. But then all of a sudden a miracle happened and they got what?
Snow.
They got snow. That's right. That's exactly. So let's go to number 4. You guys were supposed to, after you left group yesterday, you guys were supposed to work on 4 and 5. Okay. So, question 4 says, which of the following best states a theme? What does a theme mean? Alan, what do you think? What's a theme?
What you learn.
Okay, yeah. Kind of like the big picture, right? What you learned. And sometimes, even though this is different, sometimes we've seen that they want the theme to kind of be similar to the main idea. So it's the lesson learned, the thing you learn. And so in this case, Taryn, what did you say the theme, which best states the theme of Sammy Snowman?
The unusual things happen every day.
Unusual things happen every day. Do you guys agree with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so Taryn, what evidence from the text lets you know that that would be the correct answer in your eyes? Unusual things happen every day.
Because normally in California it barely snows, and it says
You're fine. Take your time. Don't rush. Take your time.
it says they look thicker than rain clouds and were an unpleasant shade of gray that Stanley didn't recognize.
Well, I think you hit it earlier when you said, what doesn't happen normally in California?
It snows.
It doesn't normally snow, right? So do you guys agree with him? Is that the evidence he would have used? Yeah, it doesn't normally snow. So the other choice is just to throw it out there. Winter is fun for everyone. Well, can we agree that that's a good theme, but does that cover this?
No.
No, it wouldn't cover this because winter is not a normal thing for them, right? How about teachers are always nice to their students?
No.
No.
Han, is that nope? Like they're not always nice to their students, Aiden?
You're nice.
Way to go, way to go.
Some
Brownie
days.
points for you. Okay, wash that. Okay, how about if you make a wish, it'll always come true?
No.
Okay, those were kind of corny morny. All right, so D. I like that. I like unusual things happen every day. Okay, because that is very unusual for them. All right, so this one is the one usually we have a hard time with. What is an inference you can make about why the children were so excited to see the snow? And use details from the text to support. All right, Charlie, what did you get?
So my inference is the children were excited because they didn't get snow in where they lived, because that much snow, because their climate is different
Their climate's different where?
in California.
In California. So is that what you wrote down?
No.
Read. I want you to read exactly what you wrote. It's okay. Read what you wrote.
My inference is the children were excited because they did not get snow where they lived as much.
Okay. So we hear what you wrote. How can we make her answer go from good to great? How can we do that? What else could we add in there? All right, Taryn.
That reminds
Okay, but let's start with her. Let's finish with hers first, and then I'll let you read yours. How can we take Charlie's from good to great? Can you read it one more time so he can hear it?
My inference is children were excited because they did not get snow where they lived as much.
Okay, so how can we make hers great?
the inference that
Mhm.
I made.
Mhm.
I forgot what she said for the first sentence. She said the inference.
My inference.
My inference.
Your inference that you made was what?
Is children were excited
So the children were excited. Why were they excited?
because they got snow.
They got snow. That's good, right? Okay, read the next part.
They did not get snow where they lived as much.
They didn't get snow where they lived as much. Is there any details we could add to that to make it better? Mm-hmm.
In the text, it says it's happy because they never touched snow before.
Why?
Because they live in a warm climate.
Where?
California.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to. You guys sometimes dance around. No, this is why we're doing this. You guys give me general. We got to get more specific. You said hot climate. Well, are we talking about Hawaii? Are we talking about Texas? So since it says in here, oh, so you wrote California yours? Oh, then read yours, sir. Share
The
away.
kids in the passage were happy because they lived in California and it never snows there, and to build a snowman is crazy.
Okay. All right. What did you write, Paxton?
My inference
Inference.
is that the children were excited because they don't get snow in California, so it was new for them to go out and play outside in the snow.
Exactly. Is this a situation where we could put ourselves, Alan, in their shoes? Think about if we lived in a place where we never got snow, and we heard about snow, and we wanted to get snow, and so we got snow. How would we feel about that?
We were like excited.
We were not good. We feel excited, like, oh yeah, there's snow out there. Okay, so if that were the case, if we lived in Texas or California, where they rarely get snow, okay, like I told you, my cousin, this has been 10 years ago, she was 10 years old. She had never seen snow. Yeah, they were going to drive her up to Kansas City, and then they got a snowstorm. She actually got to play in it. So imagine never being able to play in snow. What would be just one thing, I'm going to go around, one thing that you would get to do in the snow? What would you do? Build a snowman. What would you build? A
Snowboard.
snowboard. What would you do? Snow fort. That's what I would do. Me too.
Make an igloo.
An igloo.
Snowball fight.
Fun time. Snowball fight. And what would you do, Taryn? Snowball fight. Okay, so this was the fiction piece of our winter reading. Like I said, I know it's been kind of weird since our winter's been kind of interesting. So our next selection that we're going to move into is more of the nonfiction text. Okay? Again, our focus is going to continue to be looking at like vocabulary words that we don't know and using our context clues to solve those. Okay? Because I feel like that's where the data shows that we need to work on. So I'm going to read this text. You can follow along. You can whisper read with me. The Science of Snowflakes. Unless you live in a desert or a tropical climate, you've probably seen snowflakes fall from the sky. It's an amazing sight when snow collects on the ground and blankets everything. When most people see snow, they try to find creative ways to melt it and clear it from the roads. However, scientists would rather study it. Through many years of research, scientists have made some amazing discoveries about these little frozen crystals. I love that they refer to that, little frozen crystals. Because that's what they are, that's right. One such discovery is how snowflakes form. Snowflakes are part of the water cycle because snow is a form of precipitation. Underline that, precipitation. Now, I love it because it goes on, just like when we talked about context clues. If you just read on, what's the next thing say? Precipitation, just like rain. So if you get stuck on that word because it's bigger, or you might say it funny, then you just go on to say, okay, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to read the rest, just like rain. Oh, okay, so it's like rain. When the temperature is at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, do you guys recognize that word Fahrenheit? Okay. If not, you could have put your finger on it. It's at 32 degrees or colder. Does it really change anything about that? No, it doesn't change it. The water changes from a liquid to a solid. A snowflake is a special kind of solid. It forms when water vapors condense. Again, underline condenses. We might not know what condenses mean, so we read on and it gives us those clues. Or gathers onto dust particles inside of clouds. So right there, it talks about it forms when water vapors. So we got these water vapors in the sky. and they gather together. They're hugging each other with dust particles. And so what do you think they start to form? Because it says they're inside the clouds, and the clouds get bigger. On warm days, the water vapors would collect to make raindrops. However, on cold or freezing days, the water vapor can collect into frozen crystals, which fall from the sky as snow. In addition to how they form, scientists have researched how snowflakes get their crystal shape. They found that all water molecules have an electric charge. You can underline molecules. So I have a feeling that might be another word that we might not be familiar with. Molecules. Like atoms and stuff.
Yeah.
So we could still, but it doesn't really still, in this case, change the meaning of the story, okay? Because it talks about they have an electric charge. So we know it's some kind of water form that has an electric charge. And that electric charge makes the water molecules stick together. In order for the water molecules to stick together, it must be cooled to 32 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, okay? So for them to really stick, they got to be 32 degrees or colder. When this happens, crystals start to form. But if it's warmer than 32 degrees, the water molecules move so fast that they don't stick together. Okay? With all this research, scientists have also tried to figure out if two snow crystals can look exactly alike. I think this is what's insane. Most scientists believe that no two snow crystals are alike because they come in so many different shapes and sizes. The research has also shown that slight differences in temperature, moisture, and pressure create the different crystal combinations. There are also other factors that affect a crystal's shape. For example, as a crystal falls to the ground, its shape can be changed by the wind and by impacting other snow crystals. While this is fun to think about, not even scientists are 100% sure that all crystals are different. To know this, they would have to look at every crystal under a microscope. Exactly. That would take forever, a long time. All right, so this is what I'm going to have you guys work on, your next steps. So I want to give you time to work on this on your own. So let's look at question 1, 2, and 3. So star those on your paper. When you leave here, I want you to go and work on these. The first question, I don't want you to answer it. I'm just going to read it out loud. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Is using your clues from the passage, you're going to figure out what does the word precipitation most likely mean. Okay, the second question is which of the following best describes the main idea of the entire passage? Okay, remember we got to get to that. The whole thing, not just a selection. What's it, the whole thing talking about? And the third one, use details from the text to explain why water molecules can form crystals when the temperature drops below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? Do you understand what you need to work on?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. That's what you want to go work on. And then once you get done with that, you can go to front row ELA. Got it?
Got it.
Break.